Number 8 says, well, number 8 doesn't give any instruction, but the instruction seems pretty clear. We've got to complete this table. So here for this row, we are given the equation. So we have to write down what is the gradient and what is the y-intercept. For this row, we are given the gradient and the y-intercept. We have to write down the equation. So you can see it is oscillating between the equation and you have to write the gradient and the y-intercept, or if you are given the gradient and the y-intercept, write down the equation. So here we're going to demonstrate how this can be done. So for this first row here, we are given the equation. So what we have to do is to write down what is the gradient and what is the y-intercept. Never forget the general form of a linear equation, and y is the subject of the formula, is y is equal to, or y is the subject of the equation, y is equal to mx plus c. Once y is the subject, the number that is in front of the x is the gradient, and the number by itself is the y-intercept. All right, there's another way to write this. You can write it like as c is equal to mx. You can write it as c is c, y is equal to c plus mx. Okay, you can write it that way. And the same rule holds true. The number by itself is the y-intercept, and the number in front of the x is the gradient. Okay, so in this example, -9 would be gradient, -9 would be m, and it will be y-intercept. So the number by itself is the y-intercept. You don't have to write down the plus, you can just write it. Once you write it, we know it's a plus it. In this one now, we are given the gradient and the y-intercept. Okay, we are given the gradient and the y-intercept. So therefore now, in the place of m, we have to put the gradient, which is 6. Okay, so we can put in red the ones that we did. All right. Right. And the y-intercept is 13, so we can put 13 right here by itself. In this example here now, we are given the equation and we have to write what is the y-intercept and the gradient. The gradient is the number in front of the x. The gradient is 11. And the y-intercept is the number by itself. Y-intercept is -2. Okay. In this example here, we are given the gradient and the y-intercept. So we simply have to complete the equation. The gradient is 3/4. Gradient is equal to 3/4. So 3/4, we've got to put 3/4 in front of the x. And the y-intercept is 1 and 5/9. 1 and 5/9. So we've got to put 1 and 5/9 where c is supposed to be. And this one, we are given the gradient, which is 1/3. The gradient is the number in front of the x whenever y is the subject of the equation. And the y-intercept now is the number by itself. It is a -7¼ so you must carry the negative sign with it. Once y is the subject of the equation, the number in front of the x is the gradient, and the number by itself is the y-intercept. So that's what we've got to do for this example here for number 8.